Board games, it's what I'm talking about. Board games, I'm not gonna shout. I am starting off this streaming with a little bit of singing. And over here, I'm in my room. I am not plotting your doom. Instead, I am here making a game. Dinosaurs Love Spicy Pies is the name. And this game is a flip and write, although I'll play it without cards if that's alright. You can see the games I played yesterday. 139 and 112, that was the way it went. And it's a board game of flip and write, it's what I'm talking about. Board games, I'm not gonna shout. Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. This is episode 371 of BEZZY Beats and Board Game Blether. And so, yeah, today I am game making. It will probably just be me, but I am going to be playtesting, pondering, discussing, and designing. And part of me wonders whether I should actually do a completely different game, but I think I'll stick with Dinosaurs Love Spicy Pies. And yeah, this is a game that I've been working on with Tiz Creel and Rita Modl. And oh my gosh, hello, Matthew Dunstan. Thank you very much for the raid. What a surprise! What's the thing that's like? And hello, Time Roller. Thank you very much for following along. Much appreciated. It is always lovely to have you, Nicholas. Thank you very much. Thank you very much as always. And hello, Yoda. And hello, Rob. It is always lovely to have you here. And hello, Bassimo. Lovely to have you here. Thank you, Matthew Dunstan, for the raid. I want you to know it's appreciated, whether it's breakfast or lunchtime or dinner time. It's a meeting of minds. Today I'm going to make a game, or carry on is what I'll say. It's something that I played a couple times yesterday, and Dinosaurs Love Spicy Pies is the name. So that's what I am doing today. And so, yeah, you have just come right at the start of the stream, and as always, I like to start off talking about what I've been up to yesterday. You know, especially if you're new to the show, then feel free to talk about any recent highlights. What were the last games you played? What were the last things you got up to? And what are some of your recent highlights? Recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights. Recent highlights, playing games and other delights. Recent highlights. For me, the last game that I played was The Most Like a Pineapple, which I played with Bez, because there is another person known as Bez who I actually apparently met years ago at UK Games Expo, and then we met and then Bez introduced me to an improv class. We both enjoy improv theatre. The other Bez Ely, is all about comedy and helps me also at UK Games Expo 2019. Anyway, so other Bez, Jessica Mederingham, and I and Alex in the chat were playing a lot. And also, who else was playing? I've got it written down. Who else was playing? There was also Flo. And all of these people were playing along to The Most Like a Pineapple, which is chatting along and giving silly improv arguments. I used to you try and claim why you're the most like a particular noun. So the most like Taj Mahal, or the most like a corridor, or whatever. And that was good fun. The other thing that I did, as I mentioned in the intro, was I played a couple of games of Dinosaurs Love Spicy Pies. I will talk more about that in a moment, because I'll be talking about what I'm thinking about the game, how I'm feeling about it. I'm fairly happy with it, as I mean, Rita and I have been talking about making this a sort of like fabled game, very inspired by Friedman Freeze, Fabled Fruits, and all that sort of thing, and obviously legacy games. But yeah, this is kind of stage 2. This feels like a good solid thing, but yeah, now we want some crazy ideas to really mix it up for stages 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and whatever. I don't know how many stages there will be. 10 seems like a good number, but if you've got any crazy ideas, let me know. And what have been some of your recent highlights? So, Basimo, been playing Sprawlopolis and Agropolis a lot last week. I have heard so many good things about these ones. I've still not gotten them. And yeah, but I hope that you're enjoying them a lot. And Rob remembers the other BEZZY. Yeah, BEZZY's cool. Recent highlights. Vienna Connection arrived yesterday. Recent lowlights. The required website isn't ready yet. Oof. Is that because it's a reviewer copy, I guess? That kind of makes sense. Oh, you know what? Want to be careful because I've just got sort of pajama leggings on. But I actually got myself a wee package. I opened it off camera, but I'm going to show you. I got 3 things from Ludicrous. Where's the third thing? There it is. So I got a copy of Twinit. I already own a copy, but it was on sale, and I'm going to give it as a present to someone because I think it's a great game. I got this book by Erin Dean, For the Love of Board Games, which is a bunch of interviews, and I'm really looking forward to reading through it. And again, from the Ludicrous, I also got this by Kevin Davis and Vivian Schwartz. Vivian Schwartz. Both of whom I've met. Both of whom are lovely people. Actually, I've met Erin Dean as well, but only online. But anyway, yeah, I've not had a proper look at those. But yeah, why is Vienna Connections thing not ready yet? Time Roller learned and played Gates of Mara. Sounds fantastic. Rob played a friend's new design last night. It's about training a puppy. That sounds like such a fantastic theme. I love it. Yep, I love that theme. Good stuff. Thank you for being here, Matthew. Enjoy your lurk. Enjoy whatever he gets up to today. And Basimo, talking about Agropolis and Sprawlopolis, it is truly a great little puzzle co-op, but played it solo for 70%. And Nicholas says, the kind of advancements that I've been proposing for my game reminded... Oh, Trek 12. Oh, yes, I saw that on Flavian Loisier's thing for Gigamic, because Flavian, who I've had on the show, is going to become the new distribution partner for Hachette UK. And I saw that. I've not played it, but it sounds really cool. Yeah, I should actually check that out if there's now some English reviews on there. Yeah. I don't know about that, but yeah, that seems really cool. And Rob, lots of love. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. And yeah. Anyway, so those are some recent highlights. What other highlights? Yesterday, streaming in the garden. Right now, apologies if there's some noise from next door, but you know, on Saturday and Sunday, ironically, the days when they wouldn't be working anyway, I am actually taking care of a neighbor's cat. So I might be in a completely different environment. So, yeah. Anyway, what was I talking about? So, yeah, it was sunny yesterday. Good stuff. And so, yeah, let's get on with the questionably quick questions. This is our second regular section where if you have any question, this is the moment. So no hesitation, because there's no obligation, but I will give you information if you ask the question. So anyway, as I was saying, the first question I always like to ask myself is, what time is it? Where am I? It is 10:10. I am in N15. I'm not going to give the full postal code. I am in London. So it's near Finsbury Park, North London. There you go. If anyone else has any... Oh, we've got an actual question. What's my favourite kind of D4? Really? Okay, I get this. Okay, so yeah, this is okay. You've got some d4s that have the number on the bottom, and the number on the bottom is what you've rolled. I think I prefer the ones that have the little numbers, like have 3 little numbers on each side. I know it's smaller, I know it's harder to see, but I like the numbers being upright. I don't like having to pick it off to see the number. I like to have a whole bunch of dice on the table and be able to read them all at once. So that is my favorite type, if you mean because because the information can be represented in different ways. Time roller, I guess that means you are almost Pacific time, but not quite, because Pacific time is like 2 a.m. So yeah, and yeah, time roller, like, oh, I've not seen one of those yet, but you know what? If though I changed my choice, I want to go with that. I want to go with a D8 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I like this choice. Yep, the only ones I've seen are the numbers on the bottom or the numbers on the sides. But yeah, I like that. I love my D12. Ooh, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 times. Is that what roots is? Because on roots you have 0, 1, 2, 3. Is that a D12 with 4 options? Yeah, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I've only played the digital adaptation so far, but I think that Roots uses that. Am I correct? But yeah, you know what? Yeah, there's a lot more going on to this question than I realized at first. You know, I'm very easily swayed. I am. Oh, I do apologize. I've not gotten myself together enough, but D12 with D8, D12, which one rolls better? I am going to go with... I don't have a strong preference between the 12-sided and the 8-sided, but I think that I slightly... Yeah. I could happily go with either of these, but I like them both. And no. D20 is too much for me. I think that D20 rolls too easily. I think that D8 or D12 is where it's at for rollability. Good morning, Alex. We're talking about the questionably quick questions. Is what is the best way to represent a D4? And currently, I was thinking of the pyramids. But you know, then Time Roller pointed out the D8 with 1, 2, 3, 4 repeated, and then Nicholas pointed out the D12 with 1, 2, 3, 4 3 times. And I think that those are far better options. And so I'm thinking slightly towards the D12. But yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I think tell me in the comments, what do you think? Which die shape is your favorite to roll? And should we actually dispense with the D6? Should we actually avoid the cubes? Should we just have a double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on a D12? On a dodecahedron? Should we actually, yeah, would that be better? I think it would. I think a D12 is slightly better than a D6. I would prefer a dodecahedron for rolling than a cube. So I am going to say that a dodecahedron with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 repeated twice is slightly preferable, but given, you know, cost of production, I understand why that's not. So yeah, the chat has spoken. D12 is the best. Whether it's a D3, a dodecahedron is the best for the shape, which means that whether you want a D2, D3, D4, or a D6, you should have the dodecahedron. Okay, that's what we've decided as a group. That's been very productive. I'll make a note of that. D12 is best. It has been written. Now, 1D12. Yep. That's exactly what I was saying. Yep, I am as well. Okay, so that was a nice questionably quick question. Now, let's talk about anything that you want to say. This is brilliant. whether it's a game that you want to shout out to, whether it's, you know, an object that you think might be overlooked, like, you know, fabric or whatever. Let's talk about brilliant things, brilliant things. What's a little thing which is brilliant? Like, obviously, we've talked about the brilliance of the dodecahedron, so I'm not going to harp on about that. I am going to talk about, yeah, fabric. I think you know, stretchiness. I'm just kind of feeling there's a little bit of, I don't know if you can see, there's a good amount of stretchiness. I think that stretchiness to fabric just makes it more comfortable. And, you know, with special, I like a good stretchiness around the waist. It's nice for, you know, fitting into it. It's a bit more form-fitting, and it contours to our bodies, and, you know, a bit of elasticity. Elasticity is where it's at. And yeah, fabric, just in general, for keeping us warm. That is a brilliant thing. And yeah, the game of, yeah, I'm not going to give a shout out to the game of the moment, because then I'd have to do one every day, and I'm not ready to take on that sort of thing. Okay, so yes, it was absolutely a good question, Nicholas. Thank you for it. 62, weirdest coin flip ever. Oh yeah, like a cuboid D2. Oh, you mean like a dodecahedron D2? Yeah, like, you know what? I know it sounds weird, but genuinely, if you want to do 12 D2s, do you scatter a bunch of coins, which I know there was an RPG system where you just threw the coins in this entrant and they came down. You can do that, and it is cheap and it's fine, but if you've got like the rolly things, like, they roll better, dodecahedrons. You know. Oh, more questions. Do you have a preference in tablecloth covering to play games on? I like either bearwood or a tablecloth. Yep, either of those is good for me. Ideally, something that were, yeah, not. I like something that is of a relatively plain color. I like something that can be wiped clean. Actually, you know what? My preference is actually just varnished wood. That is my preference. I'm going to stick with it. I like a good felt, says Nicholas. I can get you, but I'm just thinking, maybe we want to have a meal in between. Maybe we want to have a mid-game snack. Like, we play a few games, then we have a meal, and then we play a few more games, so you can wipe it off in between. Neoprene, I can see. Hey, we were meant to talk about brilliant things, but I will accept this as a last questionably quick question. If you had to survive in the wilderness for 3 days with only 3 things you could take with you, what would you take? Is there a limit on what size? Can I take a caravan? I guess I can. Can I take a? I mean, what does the caravan include? Presumably, that caravan includes, even if there's no petrol in the tank, at least I'm going to be sheltered. Okay, so yeah. So let's assume there's nothing else other than the hulk of the caravan. There's not even any petrol in it. Caravan. I want food. What counts as one thing? Like, could I have multiple boxes of oat cakes? Is it like, or do I have to say one meal that's like one giant thing? Assuming like it's 3 types of things, but I'm allowed to have multiples of those 3 things. I'm going to say, yeah, seeded oat cakes, because I find them mildly interesting. Caravan, and I'm assuming that I don't get clothes unless I ask for them. So I'm going to say that dress that I've got over there, which is a really warm dress, because I'm thinking about my warmth. I've got my food. I was tempted to go with the book, but depends on the quality of the cat. Oh, anything? No. Okay, I'm going to stick with my answers. Anyway, lots of love, and yep. Let me now. I hope you have a lovely day, Bassimo. For those who are sticking around, feel free to comment, ask questions, follow, and I will try to maybe get my because Tiz and Rita unfortunately can't join me today, so it is game making. I will change the banner. Game making, and I am going to be playtesting, pondering, discussing, and designing. So yesterday I played 2 games of this solo. Yeah, I was quite happy with it. The first game, let's talk about how I did. The first game, no, this was the second game. The first game, I was all about the sets. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3. You can't, the thing about, so you've got 2 ways of scoring in this game. Firstly, you've got the spice multiplier. So you've got your fish times spice, meat times spice, and veggie times spice, because the dice are, yeah, kind of. And Alex makes the point that in the wilderness, hopefully there's water. Yeah. I guess it's kind of warmth, food, water. Yeah, I didn't even think of water, but there you go. Oh well. Anyway, so yeah, because of the so you score fish times spice, veg times spice, and meat times spice. This has to be in 3 different pies. You also score 10 points for having a set of fish, meat, and veg. Now, bear in mind that the spice doesn't score on its own, it's a multiplier. Now, what this means is that for the big pie, you might even theoretically get 64 points if you actually got 8 times 8. That would be an option. Conversely, for the smaller pies, it's really all about, these sets. But this is something that I've only started realizing, a few games afterwards, which hopefully it will take. Honestly, this game, if this was the... Let me actually take a step back. Each turn, you roll these dice. So you've got 3 red, which represent meat, 1 blue representing fish, 2 green representing veg, and 2 yellow representing spice. You roll all of them. The number on them does not reflect what they are. The color represents what these are, but the number represents how you collect them. So each turn you're allowed to use one of your dinosaurs. And I just noticed an interesting... Okay, but each turn you use either your big dinosaur, which gives you all the 4, 5, 6. Small dinosaur gives you all the 1, 2, 3s. Odd dinosaur gives you the 1, 3, 5. Even dinosaur gives you the 2, 4, 6. And different dinosaur gives you up to 6 dice, all of which have to be different values. And so once you've picked your dice, you're allowed to put up to all of them into one single pie. So you can choose the small, medium, or big, and then you do that 4 times. Once there's only one option left, you refresh all your options, you get 1 wild card, then you have another 4 turns, refresh all your options. That's the end of the game, and you get a second wild card. Hello, Timmy. It's lovely to have you pop in. Thank you very much for joining, as always. I'm just talking about the game that I played yesterday. So that is how it's played. The first time that I played it, I was all about getting the sets. Second game, I totally ignored getting spice for the small pie because I was starting to realize, hey, wait a minute, I don't actually need to get, the spice multiplier doesn't go up that high when you've only got 9 spaces. The most you can get is 1, 2, 3, 4 times 5, which is 20. Conversely, if you get 2 sets, you've already got 20. And I made a really bad choice at the end. If that had, instead of that fish, if I had chosen a spice, I would have gotten 118. But the fact that I went with this quite different strategy is possibly a good sign. I feel like this is a game that I would play maybe 3, maybe 4 times, and then I'd get a bit tired of it. But that's not the end of the game. What we're thinking is that this is a game where you start off on level 1, and then once you've played level 1, which then you go to level 2, which is what this is. And level 1 is kind of something that, yeah, as simple as it can possibly be, like just an introduction. And then level 3, this is where I feel it's worth doing some brainstorming. So one idea that I had was having some sort of, one idea is more dinosaurs. So you could have maybe more dinosaurs that, because we previously had a dinosaur that lets you choose everything of one numerical value, but then it wasn't quite powerful enough. But if that dinosaur comes in and it's allowing you to also get a thing of your choice, then maybe that's still a good thing. Oh, how about a dinosaur that multiplies things? I'm actually going to type these up into Discord. Dino that multiplies anything it takes. So how about you know, a dinosaur that only takes the 3s and the 4s, but anything it takes, or yeah, maybe takes one number or 2 specific numbers, I don't know. And so yeah, that would be interesting. And that would be a way that, even though there's only one fish die, with this dinosaur, maybe you can get multiple fish in a single turn. That would be interesting. The other idea that I had was some sort of bonus for completing a pie before you even start on another pie. Because currently, you know, you probably want to do a bit of one, do a bit of another. But what if there was, okay, let's say if you do the small one and you've not done anything else, then you get 10 points, because it should be at least 10 points, I think. If you do maybe the medium one and you've done nothing else, you get 20 points. If you do the big one and you've done nothing else, maybe you do get 30 points. I don't know, some scoring system like that. And I'm just kind of thinking, oh, discards to take any single die. Oh, I like it. So kinds of cards that you play in conjunction with your dinosaur. Like modifier cards. Modifiers for the dinos. Like e.g. Or yeah, I don't know what to call them. Like modifiers, or yeah, cards to be played alongside dinos. Maybe they are once during the entire game. Yeah, because that's a new system, and this is okay, like a third layer. That's interesting. So you, by default, you're getting maybe 8 turns through the game. And yeah, the other thing that we were thinking was of, yeah, changing dice distribution. Let me put that in. So changing dice distribution. Maybe I should actually put this into some sort of Google document so that you can. Pterosaur cards. Pterosaur? Why pterosaur? Are pterosaurs not dinosaurs? I don't quite get it. Just putting on a thing to games, other games. Let me Google Docs, create and share. Dinosaurs love spicy pies. Yeah, why pterosaur cards? I cannot understand why pterosaur cards. And okay, let me share that screen, and then I will listen to. They're flying, so they can have added single effects. No, I appreciate it. No, no, okay, no, it's worth thinking about. What if I had bonus cards that could be used in place of a die to set a die of your choice to that number? Okay, but I do want it to work not only with the solo, but also with the multiplayer game. And so, would that make then the multiplayer game too interactive? Like if I had a card that was raised the value of the fish or changed, and also if it's, yeah, if it was, oh, you know what? What if instead of, that's an interesting idea. What if, as well as the dice being rolled, now you had a separate deck of ingredients? Yeah, deck of ingredients. So it's not down to you, but you kind of flip these ingredients like maybe once each turn, or maybe there's like maybe it rotates through like so many things, because then that would allow more control. And then like one card could say potentially there's this special thing, and so sometimes some turns you might, because if I know as a designer how many turns the game's going to take, then theoretically we can have maybe one more card than that many turns to avoid card counting. And then, maybe level 4 or level 5, I really like this deck of ingredients. Yeah, I really like this. So let me, dino that multiplies anything it takes. Yep, that's a dino card that lets you take, okay, or set points for each pie, e.g. 10, 20, 30, can only do one. Okay, that's, anyway. But yeah, manipulating the dice seems like a bad idea, because if I'm manipulating the dice, then either that's a memory issue for me or it's an annoyance feature for anyone else. But I really like this in general. This is brilliant. Okay, you can add a card to a number, and if someone picks from those dice, you get a bonus. Oh, interesting. So wait, interest. I like that. I think that's taking it a wee bit far away from where I'd personally like it to be, but I'm going to put it on the maybe pile. Maybe. Ownership of numbers. And let me actually go to view on Twitch so I can copy paste your comments. And I am going to say that by typing comments, you give me permission to use them, and I assume that's okay with people. Okay. And yeah. And I will put that in, and yeah, if this actually gets published, then I will be able to credit people. And I do like the harvest. Dice. Let me play that one. Are you talking about Nicholas? Are you talking about Alex's idea? Harvest dice. Let me double check what's going on with harvest dice. Harvest dice, board game geek. Let me actually make that smaller. So yeah, I've definitely played this at and I'm going to look. Oh wait, sorry, I just realized that it still says Queen Bez. This is because yesterday I had to distinguish myself from the other Bez. So okay, let me remind. Okay, what it says is I only played a basic version of Harvest Dice. I don't think I played the full version. So maybe there's a feature that I'm not familiar with. Oh no, wait. No, I do remember this vaguely. Oh yes. So no, yes. Okay. I think we talked about this for the original thing of licenses, commercial use allowed. Okay. And Alex says, it's a dice drafting game. At the end of the round, there's one leftover die, and veggies of that type are worth +1 at the end of the game. Yes, I remember this. I do remember that. That is definitely an interesting mechanism. Yeah, I'm going to... Right now, I don't think that fits, but look at harvest dice. And what was the Bruno could follow one? Bruno, you know, the one that Nicholas mentioned ages ago. Trek 12. That, yep, just looked it up. Thank you for that. I have Trek 12. I will have to look up Trek 12. Okay. Let me make myself smaller. Okay. I really like this deck of ingredients idea from Designer Cardboard. I'm going to ponder that a wee bit more. So let's imagine that level 3. Let's imagine that level 3 after this, after your kind of, it says once you want to add a bit more complexity to your game, open the next envelope. And that's the way that we're thinking of doing it. We don't want to make it every game you open an envelope, or once you do this, open the envelope. You just want to make it, if once you want more complexity, once you want more going on, open the next envelope. So it's very much down to the players, because that's very much what I realized with my family. And sometimes I think it's good to give people that permission. Like with my dad, I think we played what I would call level 1 3 times. I wasn't interested in playing it 3 times. 1 time for me would have been enough. And frankly, if I was playing it with other gamers, I might have been like, okay, we'll speed through this. That's not even interesting. Let's see what comes up in level 2. But then, yeah, for other people who have, you know, who aren't as familiar with games, and I think that's what we're really aiming for, so that it's once you're familiar with this, then have the next thing. So what could a dice of deck of ingredients grow into? So the next level would just be, you've got 9 cards, let's say. Shuffle them. Every turn you flip over 1. On that card, it says a number, and this number and this ingredient is also added to things of that number. Ooh, what if the card was added, should it be a specific number? Or should it be, for example, the cards could say, add it to the number that there's least of. If there's multiple things with the least of, then puts it to the thing with the lowest value. Maybe that's overcomplicated, but it does mean that then there's going to be a flatter distribution of things each turn, which might be interesting. But yeah, the basic ingredient, so deck of ingredients, the basic things. So what have we got? If we had 9 ingredients, can I make a wee Google sheet? What's a Google sheet? There we go. This is a Google Sheets apparently. This is more dinosaurs love spicy pies. So fish. So there'd be maybe 2 fish, 1, 2, and then if we want 9 cards, this is the end. And 1, 2, 3 veg and meat. So 1, 2, 3, 4 meat. That feels like a reasonable distribution. And yeah, with a deck, it's important to have 1 more card than, yeah, this is what's going through my head. Do I want to prevent card counting? Do I want to even say, hey, you know what? The number of cards is going to be the same as the number of things here. So each time you, actually that could make sense. Each time you pick up your cards, you also shuffle the deck of cards. In which case, maybe it says only 4 cards. Maybe it's 5 cards. And then 5 cards means that you know what's going to be there. I wonder if you had more stuff than you wanted, that would presumably mean that you'd get closer to having the perfect pie. So this is the challenge, because as you add more dinosaurs, you get more stuff. Because if every turn is going to be twice through this thing, that is a slight design issue. Because I really like the notion of being twice through all the cards. Because boom, you go through twice, you can play that solo. That applies whether you're playing solo or multiplayer. And that's a really nice thing, I feel. But what happens if you are playing, if you keep getting more dinosaurs, if you have a deck of ingredients, you're getting so many ingredients. I guess maybe you start with more dice, and then dice are removed from the pool until towards the end it becomes more of a card flipping game. That could be interesting. Because, I don't want to give people too much power to get all the dice. Because, what are they going to do with all those ingredients? It's not like I don't want to just give them more bits of paper. Yeah, that is a big problem with the game. I don't want to just give them... I want it always to be the... Sorry, let me make myself a wee bit bigger. I want it always to be the 3x3, 3x3 pie, 3x4, and 4x4. In which case, the number of ingredients that you want to finish the pies is set. I mean, sure, in game 2, where I was trying to be a bit more perfect, I wasn't quite fast enough, but at a certain point, you're just going to get the perfect pies. And then, why is it interesting? Maybe you get extra hoops to jump through. Like the extra hoops, like, having to do things in a specific order. Like, if you have to do the big pie first, that might reduce the possibility of, what if later on, Yeah, I guess reducing dice is the obvious way to do it. Is there another way to do it? Okay. Let's write this down. Problem. With more dinos and a deck of ingredients and modifiers, folk will get more and more stuff. How to keep it interesting? Yeah. What if you had to do 2 out of an ingredient in a box? That feels weird. I wish Rita and Tiz were here. What if you could trade ingredients cards with other players to add some player interaction? Yeah, you could totally do that, but that's not the issue. We were actually trying to reduce. We had more player interaction previously, but we wanted to reduce player interaction because it was, because we wanted to make it playable for 1 to infinite players essentially. And yeah, we had a mechanism where you compare with the person to your right, but I even tried it without that for the solo game, and it worked nicely. I'm trying to think of, what if, okay, so some way to use ingredients. What we need is more ways to use ingredients. Okay, that's what we want. And so what we want is, what if on the sheet there's like little boxes, and like I'm thinking of some sort of order card. Like if you maybe you've got some sort of overstock, do you know what I mean? Like if you get these particular ingredients, you get that, but then how would you show this in a nice, satisfying way? I don't want to just put them onto the side of the sheet where there previously wasn't anything. Maybe there is, maybe there is some sorts of boxes on the side. Maybe there are some sort of boxes on the side. And if you've got certain things in a row, certain sequences, like maybe, each turn you're able to put in certain things into your like overstock, and that's sort of like feed, like it's like kind of an extra secondary game where you're feeding extra animals, and then you put stats into the side of your sheet, and with this extra bit, okay, now suddenly if you've got at least this much meat, you get this many points. If you've got at least that much blah, you get this many points. Could that work? And then is that distracting from it? Is that too much of a band-aid? Is that making the game overly complex? Squares on side. Ingredients we don't pick. Some bonus for having XYZ. Yeah, XYZ just means whatever. So yeah, like if you've got no. Like I was going to think in a certain order, like if you put it in a certain order, maybe that's a thing. If you've got maybe there's a bonus for having like as we add more and more utility to the as we add more possible functions for the ingredients, is that just going to almost by definition add complexity to the game? That's a thing. You know, I'm aware of the time. I'm aware that obviously this is me on my own. I'm not being as productive as I would be if Rita and Tiz were around to chat about this. But hopefully we'll be able to carry on chatting about it in a couple of weeks. And yeah, maybe we'll be able to play it something together. But I am currently, I'm really liking the idea of modifiers, like something that's you know what a modifier could be? Oh, you know what? Maybe they have requirements. Let's just actually that I'm just going to use my shorthand. Requirements, e.g., take only one die can be accessed with your dino. Get a wild. Yeah, like this could be interesting. Or get points. I think getting points, even though it's less interesting from a certain perspective, because I can see this game trending towards this is the perfect pie, this is how you score. And I am concerned about that. I do not want people to be able to easily make the perfect pie. I want this game to be what was it? Changing dice distribution. I don't understand what I meant by that anymore. Okay, so like, yeah, more hoops to jump through. This seems like a good one. Like, okay, you finished this one pie before any others. I'm happy with that. More dinosaurs. Yep. That dinos. Deck of ingredients to eliminate. I really like this, but again, this is ooh. What if the deck of ingredients cards doesn't add stuff, but it sometimes removes stuff? What if the deck of ingredients cards remove stuff? That could be a thing. That would actually add to the randomness, but maybe it's okay. Maybe that works. Like, imagine a deck of cards, and then it said, this turn, anything that's a 6, ignore it. Yeah, that could be a thing. Cards that says anything that's a 5, ignore it, or whatever, you know. A card that says maybe anything that's got the most dice there, ignore it. Deck of ingredient reducers. Certain number removed. Most prevalent number. And if you remove something of, yeah, maybe, what's if most prevalent number, yeah, I'll just finish typing, that's removed. Can you see what I'm typing? I will make myself a bit smaller. Most prevalent number removed. Maybe a certain type removed. That might be interesting. Certain type removed. So like, okay, this turn there is no fish. That might be interesting. If there's a certain type removed, I think that you should be able to card count. I think you should. I'm not sure, but I think. And yeah, maybe level 3 is ha ha ha. Maybe level 3 is evil. Sorry. Reroll. Oh, reroll. Ooh, reroll. I love that idea. And I'll get to the other ideas, but I'm really kind of just wanting to carry on this idea, and then I've got the mental thing of, okay, yeah, customers, okay. My initial thoughts about customers is that trying to avoid timing issues, yeah, trying to make it work at any player count, problems. But no, I really like all these ideas. But reroll, that's a really nice idea. Oh, what about all ones become twos? Certain number. Number becomes a different number. I think this could be a really good way to do it. So yeah, maybe like we add in some evil bits, and then like you get some good bits as well. Maybe, I don't know if this is too much complication, but what's if the cards are actually balanced? What's if the cards are good and bad? Higher number dinosaurs where you can. Yep, I'll write that down. Take and so that would actually be take. Yeah, it's got to be a fixed number of dice, because if it was any dice that add up to a certain value, that's kind of motivating you to go for the small one. So take 2 dice that add up to 7. That seems like a bad dinosaur. But if you got 2 bad dinosaurs at the same time, maybe that's okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to work out. And then also it becomes a game of knowing when to use your bad dinosaurs, because some rounds you're going to be starved. Because maybe some rounds the cards say, hey, just for this one round, there is no there's no meat or veg. There's only fish and 2 spice. That's all you roll. And wow, that's kind of wow. Or maybe this round, I can't, yeah, all this kind of stuff. And then maybe during those rounds that you use these rubbish dinosaurs. 2 groups? What do you mean by 2 groups? Yeah. Ooh. So you take either the 6 and the 1s, like all of them, or you take the 2s and the 5s, all of them, or you take the 3s and the 4s, all of them. Ooh, wow. That's a nice dinosaur. Wow, that's a nice dinosaur. That's an interesting dinosaur. Yeah. Okay, wow. That seems very nicely balanced, because I'd been thinking for a while, maybe like you get the 4 and the 3s at some point, but having that variety, wow. That's I mean, that's not a card that should be there in your first game, because we want the first game. But yeah, sure, for like game number 3 or 4, whenever it pops up, that's an interesting decision. Maybe you get, and you could even have 2 of them. Why not? Because each time you use them, frankly, you could have multiples. Yeah, repeats. You could have repeated dinos. No, are repeated dinos boring? Yeah, they kind of are. I'm not sure. Maybe the dinosaur cards are different species and the new dinosaurs are in the same species to continue the proportion of matches. Huh. I am not sure what you mean here. Could you maybe explain? Oh yeah, and I should just for the sake of credit, I'm going to add Aquasulis's name. That's a name that I could definitely see us using. If you couldn't really make good use on a dino card the first time, it might be nice to get a second chance. I'm not sure what you mean, because you choose when to use your dinosaurs. Like, if you've got 6 dinosaurs, you're never forced to use this dinosaur here. If you... Yeah, and like there's 5 turns where you could choose to use this dinosaur or not use it. And so, yeah. Okay, so... But I'm not sure what you mean by different species and to continue the proportion of matches. I'm really not sure what you mean by this. Is there still a... Oh, okay. No. I get what you mean, Alex, now. Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to be a thing. But I totally get what you mean now. Yep. That's a really good point. Okay, yes. Because previously with 5 dinosaurs, we decided that 4 or 5 is a good number for not matching the person to your right. Today, I am drinking water with high-strength vitamin C tablets in it. It's flavoured slightly like orange. This show brought to you by Oxygen and Water. Repeat dinos, I was meaning just maybe get a second dinosaur that's identical to another dinosaur that's already in your deck. Like, you know, the thing that Alex just mentioned about higher select 2 numbers, and I'm not sure what higher number means here, but select 2 numbers that add up to 7 or 8, and you get all dice that match that number. So you could choose all the 6 and all the 1s, or all the 5s and all the 2s, or all the 4s and all the 3s. That's an interesting dinosaur, and then it made me think maybe you want 2 of them in your pack. Sorry, 2 of them in your pack, not just 1. And so that's what I meant by repeated dinosaurs. Yeah. For sure, if you want... Ooh. Like, if we had... If we had herbivores and carnivores, maybe there's a bonus for matching that. Dinos have attributes. Herbie, carny, that is referenced on event cards. So yeah, this kind of deck of ingredients has basically become an event deck. But like maybe it's saying, okay, this turn, all the herbivores are only able to pick 1 number from each type. And obviously, and then all the carnivores are... Yeah, how can we hamper the dinosaurs? How can we hamper it? Where's reducers? This is basically an event deck, and I'll tidy up these ideas later on. So an event deck... affecting, yeah, dinos played, maximum, whoops, maximum 1 die per number. Hopefully I'll be able to think of more than one idea. That's not a good sign if I can't think of. Anyway, higher number because you couldn't pick a single group to get 7. It doesn't have to be. Okay, what I said was what I wanted to say. You said that repeat dinosaurs could be boring. I said that they could be interesting as a second chance to better use them, but it shouldn't be too powerful. If you use both really well twice, that could be too much of an advantage. I mean, every player is getting the same deck, so every player would get the same dinosaurs in their deck. Yeah, I was very much thinking. Yeah, so it's not like you get to draft all these things. I don't think there should be a draft. Should there be a draft? Probably not. Because again, we definitely want it to be, okay, realistically, there's got to be a finite number on how many it plays, but we're thinking like maybe 1 to 5, but maybe if you play, if you want to play with 6 or more, then you buy 2 boxes, and that's the way it goes. And yeah, you can play with any number. That's kind of what we're thinking. Okay, so how can I hamstring some dinosaurs? So dinosaurs, what do dinosaurs normally do? They choose certain numbers. They take everything of that match or equality in the case of the different dinosaur. They choose a certain quality, they take everything with that quality. Maybe max 1 die. You can only take 1 dice this turn, although at that point it really wants me to do this Google document. I don't understand. I can't get the 2 things to. Oh, why are you? Stop. At least, okay, there we go. Now they look the same. Now it's not annoying me. Yeah, maximum 1 die. Maybe it's just a maximum. Yeah, but if you are limited by maximum of 1 or 2, I guess that at that point there's the question of which dinosaur am I essentially going to throw away? Which dinosaur do I feel is the worst? And that's a vaguely interesting decision. You are basically just maybe are concentrating on your fish, in which case you still have, I guess, maybe even 3 choices of how to get that fish. Yeah, or maximum 2 dice. I'm not going to write down all the numbers, but odd or high, even or low. Hello, Michael. It is lovely to see you. Apparently, it is time for me to have a quick stretch. And odd but not fish. Oh, as in you are dictating what they must play. Is that what you mean? And let me make myself bigger. Stretchy time, stretchy time. I am stretching from left to right. I am getting up out of my chair. And maybe you want to have a stretch over there. If you want to have a stretch, that's cool. If you don't, then you're not a fool. I trust you to do what's good for you. But sometimes it's good to stretch. That's, yeah. The first edition of the Stretchy Time song. Definitely not singing that one again. Not with those exact lyrics. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to hamstring these dinosaurs. This has been somewhat productive. I think it's probably time for me to wrap this up. I have been saying that I'm going to try and keep my morning streams to an hour, so I am going to work towards that objective. So, yep. Yep, some hoops to jump through. Ideas. So we've got, let's divide them into scoring and hoops to jump through. We've got new event deck. That's a new thing. And I will make modifiers for the dinos or the cards to be played. That's a totally different thing. Modifiers. And let's just... That's a thing that could happen. So, e.g., a fish will definitely appear as a 6, for example. I really like this. How do I go? How on Google things do I kind of... There we go. All the above multiple things could be on one card, basically. Yep. Can be on one card. E.g. new ingredient with a reducer. And I'm going to send this over to Rita and Tiz to see what they think. So new dinosaurs. The dino card that lets you take only one number but also one wild. That's something that Rita and I was talking about. A dino that multiplies anything it takes. Yeah. That's a vague idea, but should repeated dinos exist? And that's an interesting idea. So yeah, that's a whole bunch of ideas, and that feels like a fine place to do a recap and a wrap up. And yeah, at this point, I'm going to say thank you very much, everyone. This dinosaur, ooh, yeah. A dinosaur that actually changes the way that, whether that's a modifier. If you do, let me add this. So modifiers could be if you do X gets Y or get Z gets X bonus, or, and what was Alex saying? Yeah. Places one ingredient into each pie. That could work either as a modifier or as a new dinosaur, because I can definitely think of places where I would have liked that, because I yeah, in the second game that I played, I got a meat for my big thing just to finish it up. But if I'd known that I could split it across pies, I think splitting it across pies would be actually very powerful. So yes, I think and splitting it across pies for sure. Yeah, I would be doing. Or yeah, I'm wondering if sets are slightly different. Maybe in a certain thing, sets. I mean, it's easy to think of more and more complexity adding interest. I mean, maybe I shouldn't shy away from that, but I don't want it to just be, okay, sets in the small pie are now worth different amounts. Sets in the maybe sets in the small pie are worth 5. So that's got you to now reevaluate things, because once again, going all big on fish, maybe there's a thing that, okay, for this game, every pie starts with, starting ingredients. Oh yeah, we were talking about customers, and that's basically some bonus for having XYZ. We already had that down. Yeah, starting ingredients. Starting ingredients and e.g. Yeah, starting with 2 spice in every pie. And that's forcing you down a particular route. If you start off with 2 spice in every pie, then yeah, it's the nature of the streaming and chatting. Everyone kind of pays half attention. It's all good. Although I know that wasn't directed at me, Michael, but yeah. Or maybe start with 3 fish in every pie. That would be interesting. If we have 3 fish in every pie, 1, 2, 3, then would I? Yeah, maybe I would go with. Would I go for sets even in the big one? That's the question. What's if you started? No, probably not. Starts with what? Okay, a different idea. Starts with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many fish could you even get fit? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. The maximum ingredients you can have in the big pie is 8. So starts with 8 fish in the big pie. Yeah, I guess you're all over the spice at that point. Maybe that's too obvious. Maybe that's a terrible thing, but that seems like a good starting point. Yeah, that's a terrible idea, but it feels like, and yeah, and agreed, like streaming is hanging. I've come to think of streaming as kind of like every stream is like a table at a convention, and you kind of pop over and say, okay, cool, okay, cool. And then you pop over to say, okay, how's that game going? Oh, how's that work going? And yeah, it's kind of like that. This pie can only hold veg. Is that interesting? Oh, what about what if x points if big pie has no meat? Yeah. You can't have only one ingredient. It has to have at least 2 ingredients, because remember, it can't be adjacent to the other thing. But, x points if small pie has no Fish or veg? As no fish? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that might be interesting. Yeah. Oh yeah, it could be empty space. Yeah, that's true. That's that feels kind of sad though. And I'm going to credit. Where's Alex? I'm going to credit. So let me copy paste that, and that will go into the thing. Okay. Yeah. I think okay. Yep, it is time for me to wrap up. What are you doing today? What are you doing today? Michael, I might actually finish up. I might actually go raid someone else today. Amadeus or someone. I like Amadeus. But I hope you're generally well, even if I don't pop over. There is always love, and hope you know that. But yeah, let me. So I started off by, what did we decide? D12 is the best. Yep, that was my one note from today that I wrote down. We talked about dice sizes, and 12 dodecahedrons are the best. That was what chat decided. It has been said. I talked about my recent games played. I talked about the most like a pineapple, which who won that again? I can't remember. But Alex was there, and oh yeah, Jess won. Congratulations to Jessica Medringham of Descent Games. Speaking of which, yeah, again, I am going to give a shout out, even though Jess isn't here, because Jess is a friend of the show. Descent, do definitely check out their game jam, which does look super cool. And yeah, check out. And yeah, thank you, Idol Michael. It is lovely to know. And then, of course, I started chatting about this. There was lots of input from Alex, from Nicholas, from Designer Cardboard, and basically what I've got here is some vague ideas, an acknowledgement of a big problem, how to do this. Event deck and event deck bad cards. Yeah. So talks about starting ingredients. He talks about having some scoring hoops, like, you know, if you do this, you get even more points. So your score might continue to increase, but there's going to be a new little puzzle of, should I bother to do that big pie with no meat? Is that a worthwhile thing? That might be an interesting one. Yeah, some sorts of modifiers, like some new ability of cards. A lot of vague kind of throwing things at the wall, and a lot of stuff for me to discuss with Rita and Tiz. This event deck idea, that designer cardboard, I really like that. Kind of some ingredients that are eliminating some of that thing. Should it be as many cards as you have dinos? One fewer? But is cards counting good or bad for this game? I don't know. I want to discuss that with Rita and Tiz. I think that ingredients reducers is a really strong idea. Removing a certain type. Maybe affecting the dinosaurs play. That might be too complicated. I don't know. Yeah, some of these I really like this one here, taking 2 groups, that's had up to 7. But yeah, and we had some maybes. And oh yeah, I need to check out Trek 12. I will see if there is a spoilerific review of that online. I doubt it. I don't think anyone does spoilers in the same way that I do spoilers. Yeah, I don't think anyone had really spoiled my Sitsy like I had before I put that review up. I did, to be fair, warn everyone how many spoilers there were going to be. But anyway, if you have enjoyed this show, then please check out stuffbybez.com, stuffbybez.com, Twitter.com/stuffbez, Instagram.com/stuffbez, Twitch.tv/stuffbez, where I stream every morning at 10 AM UK time for the next 29 days. And then I'm going to stop the morning streams for a bit. And also at 4 PM on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and also at 8 PM on Tuesdays. And the 4 PM is just like, hey, join me, let's play some games. Maybe I'll play some solo games and other people will watch along. Maybe you can join me and we'll play a words game or a roll and write together, or maybe we'll play something on Board Game Arena. And there is some opportunity to change things last minute. I've got some nice people coming on for that. On Saturday, I've got Mike from Who Wants Ycast, which I'm quite excited about because I could never have had Mike on my morning stream. And anyway, I want to say thank you, everyone. And this is the moments where I ask if there's anything you want to share. It's over to you. What are you up to? You can share, but only if you want to. Is there anything that you're excited about, that you are wanting to share, or a joy that you want to share, or something you want to get off your chest? Whatever it is, now is the moment. I am probably going to go to a cafe on Saturday. It's quite exciting. It is the second time that I have eaten out by eating at an establishment. Have I ever eaten outdoors? Yes, I did. At least 2 times. I did sit in the park and eat something that I brought with myself to the park. But this is going to be the second time that I have eaten in an establishment in over a year. So it is quite exciting. And yes, what are you up to? Today I'm going to be hanging out with Chris. I'm going to, a little bit of background for anyone who's following the LDEC. If you're not already following the LDEC, then let me actually, twitter.com/ELL_deck. It's currently, what's exciting? Going to cafe. Yes, sorry. Yeah, that is very exciting. I agree. Sorry, it's just a way of streaming that comments are always from 20 seconds ago. But yeah, Chris doesn't like doing social media, something I've discovered. So I'm talking to someone else. Layla might be taking over the posting for the LDEC, but yeah, I'm going to, again, if anyone is interested in joining me with stuff, then please let me know. I am looking for people I can trust. And Wednesday is a kind of busy work day, says Michael. So there's meetings and stuff to be done, plus some dev work on a secret project. Wonderful. I hope you have, secret project. Sounds exciting. I hope it's going well. I am, of course, going to be doing more streams, but not until tomorrow. Which is, that's going, wow. There's only 3 days a week. That's how I'm only streaming once. Only once. This is kind of arguably excessive. But hey-ho. If you want to find out what I'm streaming, then look at that. For my morning streams, tomorrow it is musical shenanigans. I might go out into the garden again. It depends on how things are going here. Playing something in the afternoon. Friday is Friendly Friday Forum. I'm playing something in the afternoon. On Thursday I might be playing with Mill, who I don't know, and we might be playing some sort of worker placements game. I don't know, on BGA. And Saturday I'll be discussing diversity and media making, and then playing something in the afternoon, possibly with Mike of the Who Wants Ycast, which I really love. And someday I'll be, playing some more Roots, I guess, and musical shenanigans on the 17th, maybe. I think there was some, design discussion on Tuesday, all this stuff. Look up the calendar. There's enough. But share, spread the word if that sounds interesting. Ooh, Alex is meeting Nicholas later to play something. I assume you mean online. What are you playing? If you have no idea, then that is also okay. Designer Cardboard says, it was my birthday on Monday. Oh my gosh. Well, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Designer Cardboard. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Whoop, hooray. Whoop, hooray. Whoop, hooray. So, yeah. I wish you all the best for the year ahead. And apparently, Alex and Nicholas are playing a game by Nicholas. That sounds fantastic. And, ooh, the Zenobia game. That sounds fantastic. Yes, I have decided that I know this sound. You've got to be selfish. You've got to sometimes have your own boundaries. I might make an exception, like maybe one day in the future, but for now, unless there's like a really good reason why I'm doing it, I'm just going to say no to any tabletop simulator or Tabletopia. But genuinely, I hope all the best for that. And I'm glad to hear that. But lots of love, and I do hope you have a wonderful year ahead. Anyway, if you are watching after the fact, obviously this is my long drawn out ramble that's basically just for people who are watching now. So if you're watching after the facts, I guess, you know what? And this only applies to people. That's how I was going to put some sort of secret code and say, if you put in this secret code, I will send you a free game. And it's not necessarily going to be even a game that's I produced, but then how do I know that someone watching live doesn't? Because I'm just curious. But anyway, and Nicholas says, I'd absolutely pop over, but kilometers and COVID. Yeah. Oh yes. Speaking of contests, I should probably do something for the L deck because it's about to hit 100. I don't know when it will hit 100, but it's currently on. Oh no, sorry, 200. It's currently on 197. So only 2 more followers. And if 2 more people follow the L deck, then it will be on 199. So, yep. That's my thing. And so, yep. Raid. I am going to raid Amadeus because I like Michael, but I'm not raiding Michael every single day. And I am going to raid Amadeus, or although let's see what's going on with Michael. Since Michael started, should we just raid Michael even though I said I wouldn't? Someone in the chat vote. Yep. Someone in the chat votes Amadeus or Michael. This is the thing about raiding. There's so much responsibility, and it's like at the end of Twitch, it's like, who do you want to send to everyone to? Who do you want to recommend? Who do you want to get all your people to? Where will they all be sent? And that's a great thing. It's a lovely thing of sharing the love, but then there's a responsibility of, do you rate this person? Do you rate this person? And that's the end of the show, other than that, and my own uncertainty of who to raid. I'm going to say lots of love. I guess some folk are probably already listening to Michael, so yep. Let me actually raid Amadeus_music, just because it's been ages since I raided Amadeus music, and I would like to raid and then ask for a song. So I'm going to do that. And for now, that's the end. Lots of love. If you've been watching this, thank you very much. If you're Nicholas or Alex or Designer Cardboard, I think there was someone else who gave some. And so special shouts out to those people. Special shouts out to Alex and like all the moderator love. But lots of love, and that's the end for now. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye, Nicholas. Bye-bye, Alex. Thank you for being imaginative along. Thank you for contributing along. Thank you for being wonderful along and being excellent along. And that is the end of my song. Bye-bye, Designer Cardboard. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.